Hello. So, I'm going to be doing an introduction to Theosophy and politics. This is a subject that is of great contention given that the Theosophical Society, on a superficial level, tries to distance itself from politics, as the Theosophical Society claims no political affiliation. This is just a simple aspect of Theosophy because it's an organization of knowledge, of gatekeeping, occult, esoteric knowledge. So their duty is not to be a political organization, but to be a knowledge organization. So that is why we have to fundamentally look at it as a conundrum. Because Theosophy did influence politics, even though it has no formal political party. It did become a political conduit for change. And accepting this fact, you reveal the truth of Theosophy. I was looking over at a picture of Helena Blavatsky that I have right here. So this was the founder of the Theosophical Society, and she was a woman of remarkable abilities, and she was at war with the Psychical Research Society, Society for Psychical Research, and they tried to discredit her, even though she is so prolific that she established the modern world before our eyes. Helena Blavatsky is the most prolific figure in world history. And I'm sorry, people didn't recognize it. Helena Blavatsky has had so much influence. Tremendous, because it's not just her, it's her disciples. When I say that, I'm talking about the people who are influenced by her, like Annie Besant, Krishnamurti, Charles Ledbetter. It goes on and on. Because you understand that this is a connection of the modern world being unveiled. If it wasn't for Helena Blavatsky, we wouldn't have light bulbs. Why is that? It's because she sponsored Thomas Edison. So you see that she enabled so many people to enter their creative faculties to unlock genius. So the Theosophical Society was the who's who of the geniuses. That's why it remained hidden for so long, because it was an invisible society, and they played a huge role in social engineering our society, but it doesn't mean they all had a consensus on what to do. Even though they had common causes, such as freeing India, freeing Ireland, establishing Australia, establishing Indonesia, establishing India, establishing Sri Lanka. It goes on and on. Because the Theosophical Society was entrenched in finding national nations. Nationalism is something that the Theosophical Society supported. They supported national self-determination. So, if you look at where Theosophical Societies sprouted up, that's where independent movements sprouted up that were not communists. So that's why the Theosophical Society was antithetical to communism. Where Theosophy flourished, communism lacked, and where communism flourished, Theosophy lacked. So understand that this secret world was what influenced the entire world. It's really tremendous because you're going to be educated on it, and this is why we don't have a Department of Education, because they have to press the reset button. They're pressing the reset button so we can absorb that so much of what we have already is from the Theosophical Society. It's basically everything that we have already. It's a dusty old institution. It's like a backwater of people who are in genius mode, that they enter it with their niche subject. So I know more about the Theosophical Society than people who are currently in it. And I know that I'm not just being arrogant. It's because I truly have a holistic understanding of it, and knowing that it's not just one, but many Theosophical societies. that are independent from each other. This also means that there are so many other groups, of course, so many fraternal organizations, so many brotherhoods and sisterhoods, so many religious groups, so many secret groups, so many associations, so many charities, so many organizations. It's because we live in a pluralistic society where you're able to make groups. You're able to associate freely, as indicated by the First Amendment. So the foundation of the United States was very Masonic. We had a very Masonic founding, which enabled secret societies to play an instrumental role in our founding. So that's why the Theosophical Society was founded in the United States, in New York City, in 1875. So the organization jumped to India 3 years later in Adyar and set the way for India to become an independent nation. So looking at this history as part of the reality that we have is seeing that people really didn't know how to approach it because they were not as interested in it, they didn't understand it, or when they got into it, it was just because of their niche subject that they presented into it. It's very mystical because I remember people not understanding the Theosophical Society and they're just trying to figure out what it was. And now we're knowing what it is. It's the deep state. So when I say that, it is an institution that puts you in this deeper state of mind to achieve genius. Because it shows that people who operate deeply, they do have an independent stately affair within their own state of being. So you are free to operate deeply, but you shouldn't do anything to harm other people or do anything that's illegal. You should do what is right and what is good and what is honest and what is sincere and what is kind and what is generous. You should do what is wise and caring. Because that is what you're beckoned to do. And that is what's called to you. So I'm here to present to you an esoteric organization that is less discussed. And in fact, knowing about it will enrich your understanding of world history in its entirety. Because I'm someone who presents it from a political understanding, and this is very rare. Because Theosophy tries to hide itself from politics. But I'm here to show you how entrenched it is in the political arena.